we'd like to announce the lineup tonight for the game. We've brought JSD up and have all the options available to us now with 8 defensemen and 12 forwards here. We can still go 7-11 and or 12-8 and 12-6, and we are evaluating / we'd just like to announce it tonight.
How's Evan doing?
So he's going to be evaluated when we get home tomorrow. It's a lower body injury that just needs some attending to, but our first indication is not long term and day to day until we evaluate tomorrow.
What made D the guy that you guys want to call, and what are the reports you got from Rochester about him?
Well, number one, Rochester has been doing an amazing job with dealing with injuries and the like. They've been very competitive in adversity, and I think that D, on his NHL experience, is somebody we felt good to pull up at the moment. We feel that he's been outstanding on faceoffs, right-hand center with Evan out, and has the option of playing wing too. So he's got good foot speed and seems to be in a confident place right now.
Was it important to get a center up here too, to just kind of help everybody else out?
Yeah, I mean, I just like to, you all know the dream is to have 6 centermen in a lineup of 12 forwards, just because of all the different options that it gives you in moving people around, putting people on the wing, for instance, like Middlestat's been outstanding off the wing and then was shifting back to center 6 minutes into a game. And I thought he did a really good job with that last night. So having centermen, if it's a tie, I'd always take the centerman from Rochester to come up. And Curtis Lazar also can play center. Looking at Curtis as that kind of a multiple option player.
Fair to say that after last night's season high in ice time that Larson will be counted on significantly again tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you go with 11 forwards, I've always said it generally doesn't push the ice time of let's say your most offensive line. It usually just spreads it out through the bodies, and I think that went well last night. And it's an option that I was looking for the opportunity to try, because I do see it as something we could be doing here and there. You saw Tampa do it against Anaheim the other night, and Coop does a good job of using all the bodies in the multiple situations, and it's much more difficult to match and to read against that for the defending coach. So, but Larson did a great job last night in adding ice time to his minutes, and I think that us not doing pregame skates and gathering energy keeps everybody fresh and ready for today.
What's the challenge that Tampa Bay's power play presents?
Well, I mean, it's just, with Stamkos out of the lineup, it's a different look, but the skill in their lineup all the way through, I mean, it was their supposed fourth line that actually did the damage in Stockholm in those 2 games. So you have to respect everything they do on the offense, and power play is just the finished product where they get to shine. And it's, we need outstanding discipline today, number one. We took too many penalties through the mid-stretch of the game yesterday. That has to be eliminated. But when they do have the power play, we need to work very, very hard to keep them under pressure and not to give them too much space. They will use it, and they will hurt you quickly if you give them too much room.
Rob, I know that Tip has a lot of firepower, of course, but what are your impressions of Anthony Cirelli for a guy that kind of a glue guy in the middle of the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of character in their team, players that are willing to work hard, also without the puck, and add grit to their team. And I think, he's one of the bodies that has made them a top team through the last few years. And it's their acceptance of really, whatever the roles thrown at them are. They're a mature team. Another team that we can learn off of when we watch them or when we play against them. It's a growing and learning opportunity for us. Not only are we trying to get the points, we want to do a lot of things they do well, and I think that's what is a sign of a good team when you have players of that threat right through your lineup.
Ralph, how is the NHL different now than when you were coaching the first time around the NHL, and how are you different?
I would say the NHL has changed so much in the way the game's opened up. If I look at how much less skill there was through the third and fourth lines, I always use the Europeans as an example where if you weren't a top 2 line, top 4D, top goalie, you didn't make it here as a European for a long time. And now you see 3rd and 4th lines and 5th and 6th defensemen coming from Europe, where skill was always more rampant than as far as right through the teams, compared to here, where you'd have multiple personalities, from the offensively skilled players all the way to the grit tough guys. And I think the league has opened up in a good way. The rules have allowed offense and skill, space and time and room to flourish, and it's a fast game. And what I really love about the game today is no score is safe with any team. The parity of the league, I think, is much, much higher than it was even just 5-6 years ago. You couldn't have more parity between supposed top and bottom. The runs that anybody who's at the bottom all of a sudden takes on, and top teams slipping, is exciting. But for me personally, it's finding a way with all this speed to still bring structure into your games if you want to be consistent and you want to make and be part of the race in the new year. And that's what we're trying to learn to do in Buffalo, is deal with the speed that we have and control that speed, and at the same time. But it's a fantastic league. I love every game on the bench, and it's really good to be back.
Was the minute breakdown of the defenseman last night more in line with what you'd like to see regularly? Nobody was really overtaxed last night.
Yeah, I mean, we spread it out really well last night. We didn't go 70 as long as we would have liked to have, but you know, if we do go that way tonight, I think it's a way, when we look at the pace that we're on right now, and the way the games are coming at us, your D need to be fresh and ready and aggressive here because of how everybody's attacking. And so, yeah, we liked the way the minutes were spread last night. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to call the whole lineup. We've got a little skate going on right now, and we'll just call the whole lineup tonight when we're game ready.